Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You're still watching Prime Life. Now, in studio, we are joined by Natalee Holmes, who is the founder of Waterfall Women in Business, which is an inspiring network of diverse professionals who share a passion for growth and success. Now, today, Natalee will be joining us to discuss the upcoming Embracing Fear and Uncertainty event, which is a must attend networking breakfast that promises to equip attendees with the courage and confidence to navigate career changes and pursue their goals and with renewed vigor. Thank you so much for joining us, Natalee. Welcome to Prime Life.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. I mean, this is such an interesting conversation, and I'm really, really excited to just speak about, all the beautiful things that you do. But tell us exactly what inspired you to create Waterfall Women in Business.
Well, I think as a woman in business, when I moved into the estate that I live in, I saw on the advertising group a lot of women advertising their businesses. And I thought, you know what, we're all sitting here in the same estate and we don't know each other. So I put out a message to say, why don't we meet for breakfast? And that first breakfast, I had 14 ladies come. And that was in 2019. And now I have about 456 ladies that have come through the network. So obviously, it wasn't just me who felt like we needed a space to come together as women. So that was my inspiration.
And the name is Waterfall. Does this mean if you're not from Waterfall, you can't come?
Not at all. No, I have women coming from all over. I have two ladies who come from Clarksdorp, actually, and they've been a few times. So, no, you're welcome. Anyone's welcome.
That's brilliant. And can you tell us why do you think a network like this is so important for women in business?
Sure. I think women aren't good at networking. Men are much better than women at it, and I think it's critical because we don't show up as our professional roles. We show up as mom, or we meet each other and we go, so do you have any kids, or are you married, are you single?
That's true.
We don't go, are you the CEO of a large multinational business? So I think it's critical for us to have a space where we can show up in our professional selves, not just as mom or Mrs. or whatever, and it gives us a space to be just that, outside of our comfort zones, outside of our regular roles, where we can actually show up for our businesses.
And can you tell us about the theme of your upcoming event, which is Embracing Fear and Uncertainty? And I think a lot of people can actually relate to the title alone, which is very, very, interesting. And tell us about how individuals can harness, these emotions and use them to move forward and excel in their careers.
So I think, well, fear and uncertainty, obviously, they don't have to be stumbling blocks or roadblocks or limiting. You can start reframing that and start thinking about fear as, what is it telling you? Like, why you fear? What is uncertainty? Uncertainty is when you are unsure of something new, right? So it could be an exciting thing that you're on the precipice of something new and exciting. And I think it's important to harness that, reframe it, and look at it in a more positive way, I suppose, and just use those emotions as fuel rather than as something that stops you and blocks you.
That's very interesting. And at Waterfall Women in Business, you focus on, empowering women from diverse backgrounds and professions. Can you share some success stories from the women who have attended?
Sure, there are quite a few. One that comes to mind, she's a woman who has an organizing business, and she came to one of my very first breakfasts, and she'll tell you herself, she came as this timid little mouse, and now she considers herself this little pocket rocket because she's just, I think it was one of the first networking events she came to, and since then she's like a networking machine. And her business has grown and flourished so much from that. So it warms my heart to see that platform that we created, or I created some sort of value for her. So there's that. There's also, smaller successes that you just see these women grow, and every week, when they come, I make them do a 30-second introduction of themselves and their business, and they all like freak out and get nervous about it. But it's nice to see how that grows and how they polish it, and because if you can't interest someone in 30 seconds in what you do, you've lost them. So it's kind of good practice, and to watch these women like come into their own and the confidence grow and build, and then they'll say to me, can I be a speaker at your next event? So they grow, and that's just, I think it's invaluable, and it's obviously something that women need.
Mm.
So,
Most definitely. And I want us to talk about obviously what keeps you motivated and inspired to keep pushing. Because hearing such stories is one, obviously it gives you, reason to why you should continue what you're doing. But what other aspects or what other things are keeping you motivated and inspired?
well, I think I'm involved in a lot of women empowerment groups, not just that one. I'm involved with Women of Stature, and I'm involved with an online project called the Thrive Project, which is for women. It's a women training, leadership training program. And I think being involved in so many of these, I see that there's this need. And it fuels me because I can see the growth, I can see the need. And, where there's a need, you fill it. So what else inspires me, I think, is just my husband always says to me when I go to work, go change lives. And it's not an arrogant thing, it's humbling to be able to play a part in someone's empowerment or someone's growth. So I think that for me fuels me. Like people will say, how can you stand up and facilitate for hours, and not be exhausted? But it energizes me. So I think I'm lucky. I love what I do.
That is so beautiful to hear. And I want us to just touch a bit on networking because I think that's the whole purpose of the kind of events that you host.
Yeah.
What tips would you give to people that are struggling with networking, especially obviously women? Like you mentioned, women struggle with networking, and there should be reasons for that and also solutions as to where do they start. If someone is watching right now, like I'm shy, I don't know where to start, I need to know how to introduce myself properly. What advice would you say to them?
So I would say come. A lot of the women come, and afterwards they'll say to me, I was so nervous to come, but this was great. So I think having it just a women's network is feels a little bit safer for a lot of women versus a co-ed kind of environment. And I think when they get there and they realize they're all just other women like me, they relax. They begin to go, okay, I can do this. Like this is great. And I always tell them, they always want to come and they bring a friend. But I always say the point is to meet other people, to grow your network. So don't sit with your friend. Force yourself to sit next to someone else. And it's very informal. It's very non-threatening. And yeah, so just try it. Yeah, none of us bite. We're all in the same boat. So just come, I would say.
That is so beautiful. And as a leader in the business community, where do you see the future of women in leadership?
How much time do we have? I'm a visionary, right?
Yeah.
So I think what I would love to see is women with talent that are treated equally. That the future going forward is where women in leadership is not an exceptional thing. It's not an out of the norm thing. It's a much more common thing. That tables are even. That women are everywhere. I want to do it just for the people that we are around today, as well as for my nieces or our daughters. I don't want them to be invited to a seat to the table. I want them to be making those tables themselves. So for me, if there could just be a much more even playing field where women leadership is much more common, I think that's where we should be headed. Women are built to lead. The way leadership has gone now, used to be quite a hierarchical thing, but now it's much more collaborative, and we are collaborative. We hunt. There's the hunters and the gatherers. We're the gatherers. So we're about collaborating. And a female personality lends itself to a collaborative type of leadership style, which is what the world needs. We need much more collaboration in this world. Yeah.
Most definitely. That is so inspiring. And for those who want to attend the event, can you maybe give us the details on when, where, how much are the tickets?
Yeah, sure. So run it roughly every 6 weeks because the month comes around way too quickly. So tomorrow is our next one. So obviously that's sold out. And then the one at the end of the month is the 31st of October. And then the last one for the year is the 28th of November. But we have a Facebook page, which is Waterfall Women in Business. And it's 300 Rand per person, which includes your breakfast. It includes a goodie bag. It includes the list of everyone who attends, which is critical, I think, because if you want a network, the point is to grow your network. So to be able to go home with a list of who the attendees were so that you can actually make a connection is valuable. And there's also marketing opportunities, but it's only 30 Rand if you want to add your own marketing or flyers. So I try to make it accessible and affordable for most people because I feel like I'm not in this to make money. I'm in this to grow a platform and to grow empowerment. So yeah, just follow our Facebook page or send us an email. We'll add you to the invitation list. Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. And just before I do let you go, what do you think is the most common thing amongst women that's preventing them from collaborating? Because a lot of times it's so beautiful to hear you speak about the fact that these events are allowing women that attend to come together, to network, to collaborate. But a lot of times when we hear things about women, it's always, oh my God, it's so hard to work with women. You know, they don't come together. It's not easy for them to collaborate. But what do you think that what do you think is the reason for that, and what is the solution?
So I think, yeah, I think there's a lot of competition for women in leadership positions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, there is competition that makes us not want to share. But I think the more networking events and the things you can attend like this is going to take that away. And then there's going to be more leadership positions. So, yeah, I think I had a lady phone me today to ask me if her mom could attend, and she came to one of my very first ones, and she was 20. I think she was very young. She started off a little sock business, and now I said to her, "What are you up to? What are you doing? We haven't seen you for a while." And she told me what she's doing, and I said to her, "I know this other lady who's doing a similar thing. Can I connect you?" And she said, "This is amazing." And I said, "But that's what we're doing. We're connecting each other." So a lot of the women will come and they'll go, "You know what? My network has grown, my business has grown because we've shared and we've referred." And I think if we can start to see it as lifting each other up and rising together rather than trampling on each other's backs to get to the one leadership position and creating a multitude of leadership positions, that'll go away.
I mean, thank you so much for joining us and just for giving us, insight and details on the Waterfall Women in Business Breakfast. And I really, really hope that it will be successful and everybody that's watching should, start attending these events.
Yeah, they're welcome. So thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Viewers at home, that was Natalee Holmes, and we were just talking about Waterfall Women in Business Breakfast and another event that's happening tomorrow. It might be too late for you to join in, but make sure that you do actually, stay in touch with them so that you can be able to, attend these events and understand the importance of networking and collaborating and coming together as women in business. But on that note, viewers at home, it's time for us to head over to a quick break. We'll see you right after this.